the biggest tool we need here in the next weeks is responsibility. Responsibility toward ourselves and towards the duties in life that we have invited or agreed to be doing. And if you find that some of these responsibilities are above you or beyond you or no longer authentic for you, then this is now the time to let go of them. Welcome back to our energy update and energy talk summarizing weeks 27 and 28. My name is Jona Bryndis. I'm an energy healer, energy coach and visionary, walking you through these collective energies as energetically sensitive and empath that we can all feel but find it hard to talk about. Yes, we're here on Skype Live every Wednesday, every Friday. And today I would like to invite you to help me out with the future of these live talks, but more about this at the end of this energy update. First, I want to welcome all of you back, especially those who have been to Iceland with me, who've had this wonderful life force experience. There's a video on my YouTube channel where you can get a little peek into what it was like to be together with like-minded people going through, yes, lots of different challenges and situations, learning how to harmonize our inner world with our outer world, the relating to life and recognizing what life force actually is. So there's some really cool pictures in this video where you can see life force igniting in us. Yes. So this update and talk is called Responding to Life. When we ponder about life force, we must ask ourselves what it actually is that creates life force. And many of you understand life force as something that comes from source, the universe, cosmic, the divine. And that's not incorrect. But there is a translation that needs to happen for us to have this life force available. If we look at it from a scientific point of view, life force is the pressure, or how life itself forces itself into existence. That's a very deep topic, and when you ponder about this for yourself, you'll find that whether or not you have life force available to you is more or less a matter of attitude. We all put this force to live, this is part of our survival drive, force into this life. It's there. We can't make ourselves unexist, and we exist for, no reason. We didn't bring ourselves into existence, so the existence itself is there. And yet so many of us have issues with harnessing this. So responding to life is the cue for you guys here to better understand your own life force and how it wants to come into expression. It wants to come into expression through you relating and responding to life. This is the cool thing about us humans. It's what makes us human, that we can consciously witness that. See, animals live their life according to their soul plan, their collective group soul plan, their instincts, and what is pre-programmed into them. So do we to a certain degree, but we have choices. We are able to witness our own relationship with life. And these choices can sometimes be quite tricky for us because due to the power of our consciousness, we can also question, let's say, the purpose or the sense in all of it, which, if you think about it, is the biggest issue for most of us. Right now, one of the big problems for people is that they're observing life continuing, but becoming more and more bizarre, more and more without purpose. And the mental health issues and psychological aspects that arise out of this purposelessness are the ones that we here in this community want to address. We want to go deeper. We want to understand life and the world that we experience due to our consciousness in a mirroring way. We want to understand that as a response. We want to learn how to better relate to all of these things and therefore have more access to what we call life force. Yeah, the power to make choices in life, the power to recognize what all this is for. And you can hear this. It sounds spiritual. It sounds almost religious when I talk about existence, purpose, soul task, soul plan. And yet there's something very hands-on about it. There's something mystical about it, no doubt. And there's something spiritual about it. That's what we all understand. There's also something very simple about it. And that is that if we have this consciousness, why aren't we using it? We're not animals. We can understand our relation with the world, and we can change it if we want. And this is the part here that troubles us, because we are still believing that there is some, let's say, external force that makes all that happen, which to a certain degree appears that way. But what if your consciousness is exactly what you need to better understand life force and to harness it? What if your consciousness is the key to unlocking your soul task? And obviously for me as a coach, as someone who deals with those multidimensional aspects, the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, and etheric aspect of our life, yeah, the holistic view of life and all the relations, it's obvious. It is consciousness that sets us apart. And it is also consciousness that can allow us to become a soul task master. But how do we harness that? How do we not get lost in all this babble, all this talk about divine and source and God and all this, while trying to maintain our physical life, our physical survival? We're looking at a lot of things right now in the world that are very bizarre. We are, and I can confirm this for you, standing at the precipice of really, really big changes. And we can feel it, and it feels very unsettling. We are being caught between the drive to self-actualize, to bring ourselves into expression, into higher expression, yeah, the wanting to individuate ourselves as a sovereign soul self, and the responsibilities that come with, well, living our life. When you take the word responsibility apart, when you break it down, you will find that it actually consists of two words, response and ability. And so learning to become a conscious soul task master, yeah, means to increase our ability to respond, to increase our ability to interact and relate with life. And that means that we have to understand why we have all these tools that we have. And the part that we haven't been taught in school yet, I'm working on this, as many of you know, is that we need to become more aware of our attitude toward life in order to understand what the true power of our consciousness is. And that requires a little bit of education and a little bit of discipline. Yeah? In moments where you feel distress, in moments where you feel maybe sick or overwhelmed, or things are going too fast, they're scary. Yeah? Nobody likes change. Everybody fears the unknown. You need to have 4 main skills. You need to be able to understand and command your thoughts, because they're basically forming your attitude. They're forming the way, the perspective, the belief system with which you look at your life. Yeah, so when you're sick, you feel powerless. I just went through this. That's your subjective experience of that. But how you work with this depends a lot on what you believe about your situation. If you believe that you're going to die, if you believe that this is the end of you, well, then you're not going to be able to command your thoughts, because your thoughts are hardwired to focus on survival. The same counts for the second skill, and that's to be able to command your feelings. Yeah? How your emotions react to your perspective, to your belief system, especially when we're sick or when we're going through a crisis. This is a big challenge for all of us. You know, most of us are not aware of how our thoughts form this belief, and how this belief then triggers our emotions. So when we are under the influence of very strong emotions, say self-beat up or uselessness, or just feeling utterly lost, what we don't understand is that it's in the perspective and the belief that we have about our situation that we could change our emotions. Yeah, so commanding our emotions, and with it the feeling that we have within ourselves, has to start in our thoughts. And only then can we master the third skill, which is the commanding our choices. Only if you know what you are thinking, why you're thinking it, and what the belief, the world view that is formed around it, and how that affects your feelings, can you make free choices. And only when you can make free choices, you can master the fourth skill, and that is to consciously act. Spiritual action, as we called this a few weeks back. These 4 skills need to be trained, they need to be learned, because we haven't really been taught how to deal with our consciousness. The one thing that we've learned is how to deal with our ego. Many of you have become really, really good at understanding, how your ego functions, and maybe you have found ways to become friends with your ego in a way that you don't resist it too much anymore, but you're still a victim of it. So understanding the multidimensionality of your actions, choices, feelings, and thoughts is what we still need to learn. And this is where you will see a lot of things changing, apart from all the worldly things that we're gonna see changing here, that will, quite frankly, the next year and a half look like a bad movie, like a bad plot. All right? So there's a lot of things that will happen on the outside that will really lead us to questioning what we are seeing, and rightly so. The confrontation with untruth, as I've mentioned it many times, is a tool for us to grow in consciousness. Yeah? And much of the work that you have done here in the past years, guys, has prepared you for this, has prepared you to increase your capacity for understanding untruth, understanding the deception, the self-deception of your ego. The next step now is to learn to master these skills that allow you to just cut through your own fear and your own purposelessness. So in the forecast for July, I mentioned the Phoenix rising energy, this like going through fire, burning, dying, meaningful endings as a preparation for meaningful new beginnings. And today, guys, this full moon day, we are at the peak of this shift change, if you will. This is the perfect day for you to choose to live your life more consciously, to work with your life force more consciously by responding to life more consciously. Because only those of us who consciously respond to life can actually consciously feel their life force. Yeah, every challenge leads to a quickening of your life force. That was the mantra from last month for a reason, to prepare you to not be afraid. This second half of the month, so these coming weeks now, will show us different aspects of our response to life. And next week, I can already give you a little bit of a preview. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful week to reconnect with people, to reconnect with love, to reconnect with family and relationships, going back to our roots. Better understanding, yeah, that we don't have to be in rebellion to our family of origin or parents or whatever sort of our karmic circumstances were in order to grow. We can also just leave this behind and be okay with it. Make peace. We can also just leave it behind and find a new tribe, find a new family, form your own community. And this is a big theme here for this second half of this month. We will see big movements starting here in these next 2 weeks, and it'll go fast. It'll be surprising for you. But as far as your personal life is concerned and responding to life, next week will be about responding to love. Yeah. Anyhow, in order to take advantage of this Phoenix energy that is coming in here with these powerful endings today, I'm offering all my heart warriors and those of you who join the Energy Training Club, which gives you sort of a sneak peek or gives you a peek into heart warrior work, the opportunity to do a Phoenix Rising energy boost with me for 10 days in a row. This is a 20-minute energy session live with you personally through Skype, boosting your energy and breaking all these different responses to life down, helping you to master your thoughts, your feelings, your choices, and your actions. So this is something that the Heart Warriors will get as part of the Heart Warrior program, and all of you in the training club will be able to enjoy this. It's a really good opportunity for you to learn what it's like in the practical to be a Heart Warrior. Other than that, many of you have observed this on my website. There is a lot of programs that are starting now again in this semester. We have the eryCourse that breaks down this multi-dimensional understanding of yourself into 6 weeks Saturday courses. That's very recommendable. And those of you who went through the eryCourse will get a 50% discount on the new energy healer classes starting in September. It's a very important prerequisite, and I've noticed a huge difference in learning curve for those people who have done the eryCourse. Also, for those of you who want to learn how to harness love energy and the integrity that comes with a more conscious conducting your relationships, you might find a very interesting course here. 3.5 months with Jeff and I called Love Integrity. So many new things are starting now. Yeah, so please check my website if you want to be part of this. Here today for the energy update and talk, I want to remind all of you guys to slow down, to pace it out, to change your attitude toward life and respond to life with gratitude, with appreciation for every challenge, every situation that comes your way. And if you already know how to discipline your thoughts, your feelings, your choices, and make conscious actions accordingly, then you understand what I mean with slow down, break it down. The biggest tool we need here in the next weeks is responsibility. Responsibility toward ourselves and towards the duties in life that we have invited or agreed to be doing. And if you find that some of these responsibilities are above you or beyond you or no longer authentic for you, then this is now the time to let go of them. On Friday, with the Energy Update 29, we will be talking about unhealthy attachments and how the negative side of our responding to love or wanting to respond to love and relationships can make our life difficult. Please refer to the forecast for July. There's important dates listed there and also the self-healing tasks, as well as the energy alignment for July called Protection. You will need it now for these next 2 weeks and ongoing. And if you are a subscriber of my email newsletter, you will get the download for the energy alignment with the next email. The request that I have for you now is to help me to improve our community. Please comment here in Skype Live and also on YouTube what it is that you would like to see more of. Would you like to see more live meditations? Would you like to have more dates for online discussions? Would you like more lectures or trainings? Would you like to use a different platform? Help me to improve our sacred self-healing community. We will grow in numbers here as the years go on, and it is you guys that have helped to form this community. Now we need to get bigger, because everybody is looking for a place to go. And if you're not into New Age, and if you're not into any particular church, this could be the place to find like-minded and discuss these deeper aspects of your soul. With this, I would like to close and thank all of you for being such a loyal audience. Please comment here on how to improve the sacred self-healing community, or send me an email at Jona@transcodes.com. Bye-bye.